A married coworker started hitting on me, then attempted to slide into my DMs, so I sent him to HR and got him fired. Now he's pretending to be the victim and has made everyone think I overreacted. I, 33 feet, started working at a company almost 3 months ago. I really liked the job and was happy to be working there. I made new work friends and was trying to be friendly and talk with everyone who wanted to ask me anything. So there was a coworker in my office, 50+ meters, that I spoke to frequently. He told me about his wife and 4 daughters. I really thought nothing of our interactions. He had my number because I just assumed he was a friendly dude, mind you, married and with children. He started following me on IG. Still, I thought nothing was weird. Then one day, his wife sends me a reel on IG. I had no idea who she was. I saw the profile picture of them when I opened the message. I thought, okay, maybe a weird mistake. I didn't reply. Then he starts sending me messages about how he wants to cook for me in exchange for me teaching him my language. So I politely decline and say maybe he should hire a professional. He sends a few more messages that I don't reply to. He deletes them on WhatsApp, and the next day, he apologizes for harassing me. I say, it's okay, have a nice weekend. I stopped talking to him at work except for saying good morning. This week, he was in the office again. I say hello and want to pass him, and he kind of gently smacks me on the butt with some papers he was holding. I was in shock and didn't know what to do. As my shift was ending, I just went home. The next day, I complained about him to HR, which got him promptly fired. Now he is saying he will sue the company and that I am a liar, and that he was just trying to move some papers. I have no evidence outside the messages he sent me. My other coworkers said I should have just threatened him or told him to stop, and that I overreacted, which resulted in him getting fired. I didn't lie, though. So was I wrong for this? Relevant comments. Comment 1. HR wouldn't have fired him over one thing. He has a history, and this was the last straw. Comment 2. Depending on the company policy, this was either a completely unacceptable interaction, or this guy has done something like this before and he's being fired because this is his last strike. Either way, UP was right to report it. If HR thought UP was overreacting, then they wouldn't have fired him. If HR thought this guy had a good chance at winning a lawsuit, they also probably wouldn't have fired him. Even outside of the other weird interactions, the paper thing seems deliberate to me because he didn't even say sorry to UP. Even if the other stuff could be seen as friendly, what he did was way too far. If I bump someone by mistake, no matter what I'm holding in my hand, the first thing out of my mouth is an apology. This sounds much more like someone testing the boundaries of what they can get away with doing. Comment 3. You did what you needed to do for your safety and comfort at work. It's not your job to educate him on boundaries, it's his job to know better, especially in a professional environment. His actions had consequences, and you shouldn't feel guilty for his poor choices. Update. I got a crazy update to share for anyone that might be interested in what happened after the fact. Firstly, thank you to everyone. I was feeling kind of bad for him, being without a job at his age and with a big family, but you guys really helped me see it for what it was, harassment. So after the guy got fired, he left the main building and drove to the other hall where the rest of his stuff was. After work, some of the people just hang around and drink beer, and he joined them, explaining his side of the story. This next part is damn crazy, and I've never met a more deranged person in my entire life. So, he said that the other day, didn't specify when, I went from the main building to meet him at this hall. Mind you, I never stepped foot in there before. We were alone because everyone had left for the day, and he showed me around. Apparently, I kissed him and touched his private area, and it was in fact me who harassed him. He is the victim. I guess he said more stuff, but my boss didn't want to say more as it might not be pleasant for me to hear. I am appalled. To be honest with you guys, the last time I kissed a guy was like 3 years ago, so this was ridiculous to me. Thank God my boss is a literal angel on earth and has stood firmly on my side the whole time, and he even told people he knows it isn't true while some people were doubting me. For those of you who asked, I didn't say a word about the incident to other people, but word got around somehow, and that made me feel even worse because this company has a lot of men working here, and I worried everyone would stop talking to me from fear I would get them in trouble. So basically, to recap, this dude is a complete mental case. Makes me worried he might just pop around one day and jump me, lol. Relevant comments. Comment 1. Your coworker's false accusations are disturbing. Thankfully, your boss supports you. Stay safe. Comment 2. I'm glad your boss is doing something about it. I'm glad that HR did their job and not only protected the company but you as well. It's very rare that this happens, and I would remind anyone that casts doubt on you of that. He was fired because he's a liability, period. You didn't cause trouble, you protected yourself and others. I wish you well, UP. Enjoy your life and continue to ignore others' misogynistic nonsense.